Did you know that Mini-LED can actually get brighter than OLED, which is a big deal for watching HDR content? The battle between Mini-LED and OLED has become one of the biggest debates in the premium TV and display world. Whether you are buying a flagship television for movies, a gaming monitor for competitive esports, or a high-end laptop for creative work, these two display technologies dominate the conversation. Both promise stunning visuals, deep contrast, vibrant colors, and next-generation performance, but they achieve those results in very different ways. For buyers spending serious money, the biggest question is simple: which technology is truly worth the investment? The answer depends on your viewing habits, room lighting, gaming needs, content preferences, and long-term expectations. Some people will absolutely benefit from OLED's perfect blacks and cinematic picture quality, while others may get better overall value from the incredible brightness and durability of Mini-LED. This guide breaks down the differences in detail so you can understand which premium display technology deserves your money in 2026. 1. Understanding OLED technology. OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. Unlike traditional LED TVs, OLED panels do not rely on a separate backlight. Instead, every individual pixel produces its own light independently. This creates one of OLED's greatest advantages: perfect black levels. When a pixel needs to display black, it simply turns off completely. Since there is no light leakage from a backlight, blacks appear truly black instead of dark gray. The result is exceptional contrast performance. Bright highlights appear more dramatic because they sit beside completely dark areas. This gives OLED displays their famous cinematic appearance, especially in darkroom viewing. Another major advantage is pixel-level lighting control. Because each pixel operates independently, OLED TVs deliver precise detail without blooming or halo effects around bright objects. Subtitles, stars in space scenes, and nighttime city lights look incredibly clean and accurate. OLED also offers extremely fast response times, making motion appear smoother and sharper. This is especially important for gaming and sports content. Modern OLED TVs are now brighter than older generations, but brightness still remains one area where OLED can struggle compared to the best Mini-LED displays. 2. Understanding Mini-LED technology. Mini-LED is an advanced form of traditional LED backlit display technology. Instead of using large LEDs behind the panel, Mini-LED TVs use thousands of much smaller LEDs. These tiny LEDs are grouped into local dimming zones that can brighten or darken independently. This dramatically improves contrast and black levels compared to older LED TVs. Mini-LED displays are capable of reaching extremely high brightness levels. Premium Mini-LED TVs can often exceed 2000 nits or more in HDR highlights, making them ideal for bright rooms and HDR-heavy content. Because Mini-LED still uses an LCD panel, it cannot turn off individual pixels like OLED can. Instead, it controls groups of zones behind the screen. This means some blooming or haloing may still appear around bright objects against dark backgrounds. However, modern Mini-LED TVs have become incredibly advanced. High-end models with thousands of dimming zones can look shockingly close to OLED in many situations while delivering much higher brightness. Mini-LED has also become very popular in gaming monitors and laptops because it offers strong brightness performance without some of the long-term burn-in concerns associated with OLED. 3. Black levels and contrast. OLED still dominates. When discussing picture quality, contrast is often more important than brightness alone. This is where OLED continues to hold a major advantage. Because OLED pixels can switch off completely, the screen can display absolute black with zero light bleed. Watching a dark movie scene on an OLED TV feels immersive and cinematic in a way that many LCD-based technologies still struggle to replicate. Mini-LED TVs have improved massively thanks to local dimming, but they still cannot match true pixel-level control. Even with thousands of dimming zones, each zone controls multiple pixels. In difficult scenes, this can create slight glowing around bright objects. For example, when watching stars in outer space or subtitles during dark scenes, some Mini-LED TVs may show faint halos. OLED avoids this almost entirely. Movie enthusiasts who primarily watch films in dark rooms usually prefer OLED because of this perfect contrast performance. That said, the gap is shrinking. Premium Mini-LED TVs from brands like Samsung, TCL, and Sony have become remarkably good at local dimming. 4. Brightness. Mini-LED takes the crown. Brightness is one area where Mini-LED clearly wins. Modern HDR content relies heavily on bright highlights to create realism and impact. Explosions, sunlight reflections, neon signs, and specular highlights look far more intense on brighter displays. Mini-LED TVs can sustain extremely high brightness levels across large portions of the screen. This makes them excellent for daytime viewing in bright living rooms. OLED displays have improved brightness significantly in recent years, especially with Mini-LED and QD-OLED technologies, but they still generally trail the brightest Mini-LED models. This brightness advantage also helps Mini-LED TVs reduce reflections in sunny rooms. If your room has large windows or heavy ambient lighting, Mini-LED often provides a more practical viewing experience. Sports fans especially benefit from this. Bright stadium scenes, daytime broadcasts, and fast-moving action can look punchier and more vivid on a bright Mini-LED panel. 5. HDR performance, a complex battle. HDR performance is where things become interesting because both technologies excel in different ways. Mini-LED delivers extremely bright HDR highlights that can look visually spectacular. Sunlight reflections, fire effects, and explosions can appear incredibly intense. OLED, on the other hand, delivers superior black levels and more precise lighting control. This gives HDR scenes incredible depth and realism. In darker viewing environments, OLED often looks more cinematic because of its infinite contrast. In brighter rooms, Mini-LED may actually produce more impactful HDR because highlights remain visible even under ambient light. Some viewers prefer OLED's natural, balanced HDR presentation, while others enjoy the eye-catching punch of Mini-LED brightness. The best HDR experience often depends more on your room conditions than the display technology itself. 6. Color accuracy and vibrancy. Both OLED and Mini-LED can deliver excellent colors, especially in premium models. OLED displays are known for highly accurate colors with rich saturation and smooth gradients. Since each pixel emits its own light, colors often appear extremely pure and controlled. Mini-LED TVs can also produce stunning color performance, particularly when paired with quantum dot technology. Many modern Mini-LED displays achieve extremely wide color gamuts with vibrant HDR output. QD-OLED technology has further blurred the line by combining OLED with quantum dots for improved brightness and color volume. For most consumers, both technologies now offer outstanding color quality. Differences are usually subtle unless comparing side by side. Professional creators may still lean toward OLED for its precision and consistency, especially in darkroom editing environments. 7. Viewing angles, OLED wins again. OLED panels maintain image quality extremely well from wide viewing angles. Colors remain accurate, blacks stay deep, and brightness remains relatively consistent even when sitting far off-center. Mini-LED TVs generally perform worse in this area because LCD technology naturally suffers from viewing angle limitations. Some premium Mini-LED models include advanced viewing angle filters, but OLED still provides the superior experience for large family viewing setups where people sit across different positions. If your living room has wide seating arrangements, OLED often offers a more consistent picture for everyone. 8. Gaming performance. Gaming has become one of the most important factors when choosing a premium display. OLED displays are incredibly popular among gamers because of their near-instant response times. Motion clarity feels extremely sharp, and fast-paced games benefit from minimal ghosting. OLED also provides incredible contrast for atmospheric games, making dark horror games and cinematic adventures look spectacular. Modern OLED gaming TVs support advanced gaming features such as 120Hz and 144Hz refresh rates, variable refresh rate, auto low latency mode, HDMI 2.1, NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility, AMD FreeSync support. Mini-LED displays also perform very well for gaming. They often achieve higher full-screen brightness, which can make HDR gaming more impactful. Competitive gamers who play in bright rooms may actually prefer Mini-LED because of its brightness advantage. However, OLED's faster response time still gives it the edge for pure motion clarity. 9. Burn-in concerns, OLED's biggest weakness. One of the biggest concerns surrounding OLED technology is burn-in. Burn-in occurs when static elements remain on the screen for very long periods, potentially leaving permanent image retention over time. Examples include news channel logos, HUD elements in games, stock ticker bars, desktop taskbars, static menus, Modern OLED TVs include many protection features such as pixel shifting, logo dimming, screen refresh cycles, automatic brightness limiting. For most normal users, burn-in is far less common than it once was. Still, it remains a consideration for heavy gamers or people who display static content for many hours daily. Mini-LED displays do not face the same burn-in risks because they use LCD technology. If you plan to use the display as a PC monitor for long work sessions or constant static interfaces, Mini-LED may provide greater peace of mind. 10. Lifespan and long-term reliability. Mini-LED generally has an advantage in long-term durability. Since OLED uses organic materials, brightness can gradually decline over many years of usage. Modern OLED panels are much more durable than early generations, but degradation still exists. Mini-LED TVs tend to maintain consistent brightness performance longer because they rely on traditional LED backlighting systems. For users planning to keep a TV for many years under heavy daily use, Mini-LED may offer better long-term value. However, for typical home entertainment usage, modern OLED TVs still provide excellent lifespan expectations. 11. Design and thinness. OLED TVs are famous for their ultra-thin designs. Because OLED panels do not require a traditional backlight, manufacturers can create incredibly slim televisions with premium aesthetics. Some OLED TVs are almost paper-thin at certain sections. Mini-LED TVs are generally thicker because they still require backlight systems behind the LCD panel. While premium Mini-LED models still look sleek and modern, OLED remains the more visually impressive technology from a design perspective. 12. Energy efficiency. OLED can be more energy efficient during darker scenes because black pixels are completely turned off. However, bright HDR scenes can increase OLED power consumption significantly. Mini-LED efficiency depends heavily on brightness settings and local dimming performance. In real-world use, energy differences between premium models are often relatively small. 13. Price comparison in 2026. Price plays a massive role in determining overall value. OLED TVs used to be dramatically more expensive than LCD-based alternatives, but prices have fallen considerably. Meanwhile, Mini-LED TVs have become more premium and expensive as manufacturers push performance higher. Today, the pricing overlap is substantial. In many cases, mid-range OLED TVs compete directly with premium Mini-LED models. Flagship Mini-LED TVs can cost as much as premium OLED TVs. Entry-level Mini-LED TVs remain more affordable. For buyers on tighter budgets, Mini-LED often provides better value because you can get excellent brightness and strong performance at lower prices. OLED still commands a premium for its superior contrast and cinematic image quality. 14. Best use cases for OLED. OLED is usually the better choice if you watch movies in dark rooms. You prioritize cinematic image quality. You want perfect black levels. You value wide viewing angles. You are a serious gamer seeking the best response times. You prefer ultra-thin premium designs. You want the most immersive contrast performance possible. Movie enthusiasts and home theater fans often consider OLED the ultimate display technology. 15. Best use cases for Mini-LED. Mini-LED is often the smarter choice if you watch TV in bright rooms. You prioritize HDR brightness. You are worried about burn-in. You use the display heavily as a PC monitor. You want excellent performance at lower prices. You watch lots of sports or daytime content. You prefer long-term durability. Mini-LED offers a fantastic balance between premium picture quality and practical everyday usability. 16. OLED variants explained. OLED technology itself now comes in multiple forms. OLED. OLED panels are commonly produced by LG Display and used in many OLED TVs. These panels use white OLED subpixels combined with color filters. OLED delivers excellent black levels and mature performance with strong reliability. 17. QD-OLED. QD-OLED combines OLED technology with quantum dots for higher brightness and improved color volume. This technology is used in premium displays from brands like Samsung and Sony. QD-OLED often delivers more vibrant HDR highlights while maintaining OLED's perfect contrast advantages. Many experts consider QD-OLED the current peak of OLED picture quality. 18. Mini-LED evolution. Mini-LED technology continues evolving rapidly. Manufacturers now use thousands of dimming zones, AI-powered local dimming, advanced anti-blooming algorithms, quantum dot layers, improved viewing angle filters. Some flagship Mini-LED TVs now challenge OLED in scenes that once heavily favored OLED. The technology is improving quickly, making the competition tighter every year. 19. OLED versus Mini-LED for movies. For dedicated movie lovers, OLED still usually wins. Darkroom viewing is where OLED shines brightest. Space scenes, noir films, shadow detail, and subtle cinematic lighting look extraordinary on OLED displays. The absence of blooming helps preserve immersion during subtitles and difficult HDR scenes. However, Mini-LED can still look phenomenal for movies, especially in brighter rooms where OLED's lower brightness may become less noticeable. 20. OLED versus Mini-LED for sports. Sports viewing often favors Mini-LED. Bright stadium lighting, daytime broadcasts, and fast action benefit from the extra brightness. Mini-LED TVs also tend to avoid aggressive brightness limiting during large bright scenes. OLED still handles motion extremely well, but Mini-LED's brightness advantage can create a more vibrant sports experience in living rooms with ambient light. 21. OLED versus Mini-LED for PC use. PC users should think carefully before choosing OLED. Using static desktop elements for long periods increases potential burn-in risk. Modern OLED monitors include protections, but users who work long office hours daily may feel more comfortable with Mini-LED. Mini-LED monitors also deliver excellent HDR performance while avoiding long-term static image concerns. That said, many enthusiasts still prefer OLED for gaming-focused PC setups because motion clarity and contrast are unmatched. 22. The future of premium displays. The competition between OLED and Mini-LED is pushing both technologies forward rapidly. OLED is becoming brighter and more durable. Mini-LED is becoming more precise with better local dimming and improved contrast. Future technologies like micro-LED may eventually surpass both, but currently, OLED and Mini-LED remain the dominant premium display technologies for consumers. Interestingly, the gap between them is narrowing rather than widening. 23. Which one is actually worth the money? The answer ultimately depends on what you value most. If your top priority is the absolute best cinematic picture quality, perfect blacks, stunning contrast, and elite gaming response times, OLED is worth the premium price. If you want exceptional brightness, excellent HDR performance, better burn-in resistance, and stronger value in bright rooms, Mini-LED may actually be the smarter purchase. For many buyers in 2026, OLED remains the dream choice for home theater enthusiasts. Mini-LED offers the best all-around practicality and value. Neither technology is universally superior. Instead, they excel in different environments and usage styles. 24. Final verdict. OLED and Mini-LED both represent the pinnacle of modern consumer display technology, but they target slightly different priorities. OLED delivers breathtaking contrast, perfect blacks, and unmatched cinematic immersion. It remains the premium choice for movie lovers, gamers, and enthusiasts seeking the most visually stunning experience possible. Mini-LED counters with incredible brightness, excellent HDR punch, lower burn-in risk, and often better value for money. It performs especially well in bright rooms and mixed-use environments. If you mostly watch movies in dim lighting and want the best picture quality available today, OLED is likely worth every rupee. If you need a brighter, more versatile display for everyday use, gaming, sports, and long-term reliability, Mini-LED may offer the better overall investment. The good news is that both technologies are now excellent. There are no bad choices at the premium end of the market anymore, only the choice that best matches how you actually use your display. In the end, Mini-LED offers an incredible value proposition. It delivers near OLED performance at a more accessible price point, making it the smarter choice for many consumers. Whether you're a gamer, a movie buff, or just someone who loves great picture quality, Mini-LED is definitely worth a look. So, what do you think? Are you Team Mini-LED or do you still swear by OLED? Let me know in the comments below. If you're interested in more tech reviews and comparisons, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.